Friends, I am Dr. Sujit Ghosh. Welcome to my channel, Dr. Ghosh Presents. Signs, symptoms and uses of Homeo-Remedy Nitric acid. Full name nitric acid, short name nitric acid, common name same. Source mineral acid, chemical world. Spheres of action of nitric acid mainly acts on blood, skin, mucous membrane, glands, bones, GI tract. Pathogenesis. Nitric acid acts on the junction of skin and mucous membrane such as mouth, eyes, nose, rectum, anus, vagina, urethra, etc. Especially on that spot where the skin and mucous membrane meets. In these organs, that is mouth, eyes, nose, rectum, anus, vagina, urethra, there are plenty of this type of places. It decomposes blood, produces intense irritation resulting in inflammation, destruction, ulceration, even gangrene. In GI tract, it sets in diarrhea, hemorrhage, etc. Constitution of nitric acid, physical makeup. Base suited to thin, weak, debilitated person with rigid muscles, dark complexion, black hair and eyes, broken down cachectic appearance. Cachectic means very skinny appearance, and old people with morning diarrhea. Temperament, nervous, irritable, hot or cold, chilly patient. Miasm, Shora, psychosis, syphilis. Mind it, there are few medicines in homeopathy which cover all the three miasms. One of them is nitric acid, and when you will complete nitric acid, you will understand why it is so. Diathesis, hemorrhagic. Mental generals of nitric acid. Mental affection from prolonged loss of sleep, long-lasting anxiety, overexertion of body and mind, anguish from loss of near and dear ones, great indifference, tired of life, always sad, depressed, anxious and despondent, over anxious about their disease, constantly thinking about their troubles, morbid fear of cholera. This is something which the person is fully possessed of, that fear of cholera. It is meaningless. Why it is cholera? But it is cholera. Morbid fear of cholera, as if he will be attacked in cholera, and with this fear he is almost half dead. Irritable, half strong, headstrong, hateful, vindictive, ill-willed, inveterate, rude, unsympathetic, unmoved by apology. So many adjectives. Note: irritable, headstrong, hateful, vindictive, ill-willed, inveterate, rude, unsympathetic, unmoved by apology. Irresistible desire to curse and swear. Very important symptom. Irresistible desire. There are persons who used to commit so many curse and swear very often. Great sadness before menses. Sensation of a band around head, around bones, of a splinter in affected parts such as ulcer, piles, throat, ingrowing toenails, which too sensitive to touch. Physical generals of nitric acid. Persons suffering from chronic diseases who take cold easily. Chronic disease. Suffering from chronic disease receives cold easily. Early disposed to diarrhea rather than constipation. Easily disposed to diarrhea rather than constipation. Extreme sensitivity, nervous trembling, physical and nervous irritability are the keynotes. This 1, 2, 3 symptoms, 3 or 4 symptoms are extreme sensitivity, nervous trembling, physical and nervous irritability are key points. Urine smell like that of horses. That is a very important point. Had special affinity for the places where skin and mucous membrane join, like corners of mouth, anus, nostril, etc. Cracks and fissures thereon with splinter-like pain. Pain comes suddenly, goes suddenly. Skin shows various types of ulcers, namely syphilitic, mercurial, with psychotic scrofulous base with acrid offensive discharge. Mind it, nitric acid covers both the syphilitic and psychotic miasm. So these are the points noted here. This is syphilitic with psychotic. Physical generals continuing. Hemorrhagic tendency from mouth, nose, anus, uterus, etc. Blood bright red or dark colored, profuse. Inflammation and suppuration of glands with no tendency to heal up or repair. Desire for fat, indigestible things like chalk, charcoal, stone chips, etc. Aversion to meat and bread. Ailments from virulent poisons, mercury, syphilis, continued loss of sleep, long-lasting grief, anxiety, overexertion of mind and body, anguish from loss of near ones, repeated use of digitalis. You know, digitalis is another homeopathic medicine. It is also used by other medicines, many professions of other different pathies. They say maybe various, not homeopathy, other pathies. They can also use digitalis. If it is, you have a history that digitalis have been overused, you give nitric acid to cancel its effects. Modalities of nitric acid works from slight causes of touch, jarring, noise, motion, milk, fat food after eating, cold air, dampness, night, evening, changing weather, heat of bed, mental exertion or shock, loss of sleep, mercury. Better gliding motion, riding in a carriage, mild weather, steady pressure. Head symptoms of nitric acid, crushing head pains. What's from pressure of head? From pressure of head, crushing head pain. From street noise, sensation of a band around head. Sensation of a band around head. Skull sore, puffy, swelling on scalp, falling of hair from vertex. This is what the hair falls from this position. All other hairs are intact. Eye symptoms from nitric acid. Warm water flowing from eyes, feeling better from cold water application, conjunctiva, pout and spot, diplopia. Diplopia means double vision, paralysis of upper eyelids, fistula lacrimalis. Fistula lacrimalis means this is eye, and this is the lacrimal duct. This duct remains within this nasal covering, it is structure of nose. This is all eyes are always watering. This water comes through this small portion in the nasolacrimal duct, and it is generally this comes away and the water evaporates. This is the normal draining of water from eyes. Sometimes this duct, due to some disease condition, gets an abnormal opening that is called fistula. This is one of the picture of fistula. This eye has got one of fistula lacrimalis. Difference from enlarged indurate tonsil. Enlarged indurate. Enlarged big, indurate means hard. Deafness better in noise. Very peculiar picture. Deafness better in noise, in train, in riding carriage. When everything is calm and quiet, he doesn't hear normally. But when there is some noise, the nitric acid patient listens better. Cracking in ears when chewing. One's speech echoes in one's own ear. Carriage of mastoid. Mastoid bone, if you place your hand behind your ear, you will get a slight swelling hard spot. That is called mastoid bone. Very often caries of mastoid bone occurs, and nitric acid is very good medicine. These type of disease are incurable type of disease, and you will fear if you see the disease at so dangerous looking, because the bone is caries that is destructive, destroys. It is in destroying condition. So nitric acid destructive medicine, you know. So it will act there. Cystic tumor on lobes of ear. Cystic means soft tumor. Face symptom nitric acid, yellow looking face, yellow looking sick, peeling of lips, cracking of jaws when chewing. Mouth symptoms, teeth loose, yellow, soft and spongy. Caries of teeth. Everywhere there is caries, because nitric acid is a disease of destruction. Caries of teeth, gum swollen, sore, flabby, inside bleeding, inner side bleeding. Moist, fissured, map tongue, tongue clean, red with center furrow, palate sore. Palate is the portion in our mouth just lying above our tongue, the arch-like thing. The palate portion towards the teeth is called hard palate. towards the throat, it's called soft palate. Ulcer in soft palate with splinter-like pain. Whenever there is some ulcer, there will be splinter-like pain in nitric acid. Always. This is a compulsory picture. Bloody salivation with green coating on tongue. Fetor oris. That is, fetor oris means bad smell in the mouth. Ranula. Ranula is a soft, big type of you can call it tumor type, but it is very soft, and is filling with water. Generally, it is seen in the mouth, within the mouth, under the tongue. I cannot collect a picture. If I can collect, I will place here. Bite, cheek and tongue. This is a very peculiar symptom. Bite, cheek and tongue. Very often patient reports, sir, doctor, please give me medicine. I am very often biting my own cheek. I am biting very often my own tongue. Give 1 nitric acid 200 and he will be relieved of this symptom. Throat symptoms of nitric acid. Sticking pain as from splinter. Pain into ears. Worse when swallowing. Tonsils red, swollen, uneven with small ulcers. Cannot swallow even a teaspoonful. Hawks out mucus from posterior nares. Now what is called nares? Nares means opening of the nose. We have got two openings in our nose. One opening is in front of our nose. Common, we know this. This is called anterior nares. And the nose still goes open, and here there is another opening in the throat. That is called posterior nares. We call, when we make a, just to suck our eyes through nose, there is a, the mucus comes from here and goes into throat. This is called posterior nares. Stomach symptoms, nitric acid. Longing for fat, salt, undigestible things like chalk, earth, and milk disagrees. Nausea with occasional vomiting. Better when riding in a carriage. Riding in a carriage. When riding in a carriage, nitric acid has got everything better. Whatever his symptom or her symptom, everything will be better when he is riding in a carriage. Nausea with irritation. Cannot take food. Dislikes meat, sugary food, bread. Abdomen symptoms. Stools tear the anus even though soft. Stool is soft, tear is torn. See the peculiarities. Prolonged pains after stools, walk about in agony. Anus feels torn. Fissures in anus. Painful, easily bleeding piles. Colic, better tightening clothes. There is colic in the abdomen. You tighten your clothes, the colic is better. Anus itching, eczematous, oozes moisture. Inguinal hernia of children. This is birth, by birth, in this hernia. Burning in anus after urination. Bleeding from anus after removal of piles. Urinary symptoms of nitric acid. Urine smells like that of horses. Mind it, horses' urine is most obnoxious and intense, pungent smell. The person has got that type of urine. If some patient reports this, that, doctor, please note, my urine is so bad that if I go into bathroom and come back, whatever amount I use to wash it with water, when I come back, when the next person goes, he reports, brother, what have you done? So bad smell in the bathroom. This is like that. The person used lot of water, yet feel cold when it passes. That is urine. Alternately profuse and scanty. Sometimes profuse, sometimes scanty. Urine contains oxalic acid, uric acid, phosphates. Hematuria with shuddering in spine. Hematuria means passing of blood with urine. Shuddering means the spine is vibrating. Sensation as if a hot wire in urethra. Cramps from kidney to bladder. Ineffective nephritis. Sorry, yes, infective, not ineffective. Infective nephritis. Nephritis from infection. Streams thin as of stricture. Red scarfy spots on prepuce. Prepuce, you know, the skin in front of penis is called prepuce. The skin. Corona glandis is the head of the penis. Painless retention, incontinence of urine. The urine cannot be held. Male genital symptom, nitric acid. Itching, burning in foreskin. Foreskin the same, prepuce. Prepuce edematous. There is swollen and thick. Pathogenic cancer, sankars. Pathogenic means destructive. Sankars. Sankars we generally see in case of syphilis. Soft type, circular, smooth ulcer generally seen on genital portion. This is called sankars. Now when that sankar becomes destructive, this is called pathogenic. Phimosis means the skin of the penis is retracted, but it cannot be pulled forward. This is phimosis. Stricture from gonorrhea and syphilis. Note this: stricture from gonorrhea and syphilis, both of the STD, sexually transmitted disease, stricture may form, and nitric acid is there to give you care. Stricture means narrowing of channel. Say narrowing of urethra, that is urethral stricture. There may be other stricture also. Female genital symptom nitric acid. Voluptuous itching of vagina after coition. Voluptuous itching. Voluptuous means the itching gives pleasure of sex after coition. Bloody water from vagina. Menses irregular, early, profuse like muddy water. Metrorrhagia. Metrorrhagia means bleeding from vagina, not of menstrual period, not during menstrual period. Outside menstrual period, if there is some bleeding, it is called metrorrhagia. After parturition, parturition means birth of baby. After birth of baby, metrorrhagia. It may be there suddenly, because birth of baby, there is a lot of trouble in the genital tract. After curating means the clearing of baby, or so rather we very often use it, say abortion, artificial abortion. This is called curating. Pains in the back, buttocks, thighs during menses. Leukorrhea, brown, flesh colored, watery and stringy. Hard nodes or atrophy of mammy. Hard nodes or atrophy, both of mammy. Respiratory system symptoms of nitric acid. Shattering cough from a dry spot in larynx with stitching pain in lumbar region. Note the peculiar symptom: spot in the larynx, stitching pain in the lumbar region. Worse in cold weather. While going upstairs, shortness of breathing. Coughing in sleep without waking. Another important symptom: coughing in sleep without waking. Expectoration, mucopurulent, yellow, bitter, offensive, smeary, accompanied with sweat. Empyema. Empyema is actually accumulation of pus in the pleura, lung. Hemoptysis, that is bleeding from mouth. Cavernous thysis, a type of TB. Short breathing from uterine displacement. Short breathing from uterine displacement. Uterine displacement, short breathing. Peculiar combination. Panting breathing when reading or stooping. Congestion in the chest with palpitation and fear. Now look at this larynx picture. This is picture of larynx, because shattering cough with dry spot in the larynx, and this is the lumbar region. Extremity symptom of nitric acid. Finger joint swollen, warts on back of hand. Note this image. Herpes between fingers. Herpes between fingers. Note this picture. Fetid foot sweat causes soreness of toes. Sweating of palm, hands cold. Sweating, palm, hands cold. Chilblain on toes. Tibia, painfully sore. This is tibia bone. In our leg, there are two bones, tibia and fibula. In the inner portion lies the toughest bone, tibia. Tibia, painfully sore. Pains in patella. Patella is the circular bone lying in the knee, above femur, below tibia. Within lying there, this bone, circular bone, is called patella. You can feel it with finger touching the skin of knee. Impeding walking. That is pain in patella, impeding walking. White spot in nails, blue nails, ingrowing of nails with ulceration and feeling of splinter. Warts from touch. Plain nails distorted, discolored, yellow, carved. All sorts of trouble with nail. are covered by two medicine mainly, either nitric acid or silicea. Weak ankle cracking when walking, heart symptom nitric acid. Palpitation and anguish while going upstairs. Pulse irregular, intermits at every fourth beat. That is, fourth beat is off. Nervous palpitation from slightest excitement. Back symptoms of nitric acid. Stitching pain in lumbar back. This is the lumbar region. It is lumbar region here. The lumbar region. This is lumbar region, then it is sacral. So, lumbar region while coughing in and between scapula. That is between the scapula, in the scapula. All where is stitching pain. Stitching pain in lumbar back while coughing and in and between scapula. That is in between scapula is stitching pain. In the scapular stitching pain. Neck stiff, pain back at night. Better lying on abdomen. Skin symptoms of nitric acid. Dry, eroded, cracked in every angle. Every angle. Copper spots on shin bone. Skin itches on undressing. Crust form and fall. Ulcers form rapid, raw, jagged, with proud flesh and plugs of pus. Stubborn suppuration. Burrowing pus. Old scar become painful in cold weather. Warts big, jagged. Bleed on touch or washing. And condylomata. Condylomata is a furious growth of this wart type. Look at this figure. This is condylomata. Generally, in anal region or in genital region, this type of condylomata is shown in case of syphilis, mainly in syphilis, maybe also in gonorrhea. Sleep symptoms of nitric acid. Shocks on going to sleep. Pain comes during sleep. Anxious, unrefreshing sleep with frightful dreams. Fever symptoms of nitric acid. Icy coldness of soles. Continuous chill. Sweat easily, then takes cold. Exhausting, urinous, profuse sweats in morning. In the sweat, smell of urine, that is called urinous sweat. In morning, in axilla, on feet. Night sweat on parts lain on. Complementary. Calcarea, thuja. Calcarea carb, thuja occidentalis. Related symptom, arsenic, calicarb, creosote and mercury. With this, the video ends. Thanks for listening and viewing. If you got anything to say, please write down in the comment section. I would certainly attend. Mind one word just. Nitric acid is another homeopathic medicine that is exceptional. If you know nitric acid, you will know a lot of Materia Medica.